Michele Luppi. Working with him was great because I actually believe that he's probably the best singer which I ever played.
Hey, Marco, how's it going? It's Brandon calling from Canada.
Yeah, hello. Nice to meet you, man. How are you?
Going well. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. From Canada. Great.
Yes.
Yeah, great so much. Really nice.
Okay, so before we dive into the new record, I'd like to start at the beginning of you as a musician and then work our way up to the new record. So starting from the beginning, where did you grow up and how did you get started in music?
My father actually was a drummer. So I grew up with drums in my hometown. So I was very lucky about that. But actually, my first instrument was the piano. So a little different. And then after 4 or 5 years, I actually started to take drums more serious, And when I was 15 years old, just trying to practice and playing on a lot of rock songs. Rock and metal was since I grew up my passion,
Mm-hmm.
And everything I guess started like that, playing to some rock covers, metal covers, and I guess that I see the way.
Was your dad into rock music or do you listen to other music?
My dad was into classical rock music, I guess. I grew up in my home just listening every day to Led Zeppelin, The Purple, Pink Floyd, everything about 70s and 80s rock music, And then maybe I turned more into metal than him. he didn't like first band I bring home to listen to him. He didn't like so much, Metallica, Slayer, and all the thrash metal music about the 80s. He didn't like so much, but but he tried, and something. Then during time, you just listening to so stuff like that.
It's funny because my dad's very much the same way. It was into like classic rock, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff, like you say.
Yeah.
And then I think, like a lot of us, you take that foundation, you go, okay, well, that's great, but now I want something heavier, something faster.
Yeah. Exactly. exactly like that.
So tell me this. So the first band I'm aware of you doing is Secret Sphere. Were they the first band that you joined, or did you play in others before them?
No. I actually play with other situation, other bands, just like, there was a band I played before called the Lucky Bastards, and we had 3 or 4 albums, four albums they released in the past, and it was a classical hard rock band with some influences, but with metal bands, stuff like Motorhead, stuff like that, classical hard rock. Then, I joined Secret Sphere, I guess, 8 years ago. And I played with Secret Sphere with Andy too, the bass player. And then actually, there's a curious fact about me and Andy in the club, because when I was actually the first real drummer of Hell in the Club, when Andy decided to start this band, he asked me before every other drummers, and just we started to compose a lot of songs. But then at the age, there was maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I was so busy with other bands, just like you told, Lucky Bastard and stuff like that. And they have to, I cannot accept another band like in the club, So they change, they take another drummer and then another drummer. And then after years, I was more free. They needed to take another drummer, and he asked another time to me, do you want to be in the club drummer right now? And I just say, yeah, now I think it's the time. So, and so that's the curious fact about it.
It's funny. You sound like every drummer I know, which is always, you're in 4 bands. Yeah. Everyone's begging you to do something,
Yeah, 4 band, 5 band, a lot of bands. Yeah. Every time like that.
We need some more, I think, Eddie Van Halen's of the drums out there, so that more and more people take up drums. It's so hard, right? Because you've got to have parents that are willing to put up with the noise. You've got to have, the space for drums. And, like the ability to coordinate yourself, which I'm a guitar player and singer, and I've attempted drums a few times, and not for me. I just don't have the coordination,
Yeah, it's all about, it's more about coordination, of course. There's a lot of coordination thing about the drums. Also, of course, the technique and stuff like that.
How did you come to join Secret Sphere? Did the band seek you out? Did you just kind of hear about it in audition, or how'd you come to be a part of the band?
Oh, Secret Sphere. I have to say I knew the guys from the band since a lot of time before, because we live not in the same town actually, but in the really in a close town, So we just meet each other. I knew the guys; they knew about me. I was very young at those time, but I remember that Aldo just looked at me, just saying something like, "Yeah, that guy could be a good drummer. He's young, but he's a good drummer," stuff like that. And I had not a really audition, because those times Federico Pennazzato was the original drummer, but he wasn't able to take place to some gigs, some shows that the band had already fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So just simply Aldo asked me, "Do you want to play with us for this 2 or 3? I don't remember how many was, but this couple of gigs because Fede is not able to play." Yeah, I just was honored. Secret Sphere is a really known band here in Alessandria and also in Italy. And then I was really honored to join just for a session musician at those times. And I just learned all the songs they gave me. We did the rehearsal. The guys was happy about me, about my playing. And we just had these gigs in replacement of the Federico original drummer. And then after maybe 1 year, since this first session gigs, Federico just can't able to play anymore with the band, and naturally Aldo came back to me asking me if I was able to join the band not as a session but a true member, And after some gigs more, I decided to join as a member. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So just right place, right time. You already know the guys. So, hey, we've got the perfect guy in mind.
Yeah, something like that.
So tell me about this. The singer of the band was Michele for quite some time. Tell me about working with him as a singer, and then how did Robert eventually come back into the band?
Michele, okay. You said Michele is Michele Luppi, yeah.
Michele, okay.
you meant the singer.
Yeah.
It's Michele. Michele in Italian is Michele. Michele is more about a female, Working with him was great, because I actually believe that he's probably the best singer, the most talented singer which film I ever played. Every time on stage with him was amazing. He has an amazing voice. He has an amazing way to stay on stage, to perform, And he also is a professional while during the rehearsal, during the recording sessions. And I think I learned a lot about from Michele, actually. And then when Roberto came back to the band, it was just like to just come back to a family. Just because Roberto, I played with him so many times before, not with Secret Sphere, but with another band. And it was just like to come back to a true family, because Secret Sphere was and is they actually is. We are a family with this lineup, this formation. We enjoyed really a lot to stay together, to make concerts. I'm talking to you now, but in a few minutes, when the when the interview will go into an end, I joined the guys for dinner. Actually, the whole formation Secret Sphere with the dinner. So we are friends, and it's really nice to play music, to make ourselves music with friends. So I think it's the best thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say too. I mean, I've really enjoyed the record. I mean, I've enjoyed everything Secret Sphere's done. Really enjoyed the stuff with Michele, but I really enjoyed the latest record, Lifeblood.
Yeah.
Like you say, coming home to family, I think I could feel a little bit of that on the record. Tell me about doing the new record. Now, does he just write everything and send it to you guys? Or do you spend time like rehearsing and working out the songs and adding parts and that kind of thing? What's your process like?
Yeah, the process of this new album's release was basically the same we've got it to Lifeblood. And of course, Aldo is the best, the major composer of the band. Most of ideas comes from him. together with Antonio Gata, the original keyboard player, who his part is to arrange everything with the orchestra, cables, and stuff like that. So the most of ideas come from Aldo, and then my part is to take it all the songs, the original songs that Aldo sent to me, and bring my drumming, because he likes a lot. We just made it with the Live Float album, and he likes a lot to give it to me without the whole drum, just like to let me free to bring my ideas, and I also changing a little bit, because in Live Road there were some parts, some rhythm parts, some drum parts together with the guitar that I changed, that I decided to change it, and Aldo likes that, and yeah, we made I guess the same process during this new recording. I had a lot of new ideas because I loved so much these new songs, which are more metal, more not so power like the old album, but just more into thrash metal and more obscure and stuff like that. And I really loved a lot the working like this, and yeah. And then of course came Roberto with the vocal lines, and same old things, situation arrangements, chorus and stuff like that. And basically this is the way we compose, not actually find all of us in a rehearsal room and just try. We didn't do that since a lot of times, actually.
Yeah, so you guys work how basically every modern band does now, where one guy comes with the idea and sends the file to everybody and says, okay, let's see what you can do.
Yeah. No surprise about that. Every time like that.
I didn't realize that Antonio was still a part of the, not properly in the band, but was still a part of the writing process.
Yeah, of course. He is the sixth member, actually. The ghost member, we can say, because he is, when Antonio decided to come out of the band, in reality, in truth, he was really into the band for the years to come after, just because he is really an amazing musician, an amazing composer, and Aldo needs him to help about every new songs he wrote. And of course Antonio is able to do that also, even though he's not in the band anymore. And the process is every time the same like that. Aldo and Antonio are really, of course, they are close friends, and have a great symphony to write the music. So when Aldo takes some stuff and bring to Antonio gives everything the right thing. I mean, I don't know how to explain, but they are really fixed to do it together as a composer. So he's not in the band as a member, as a original member, as a performer, but he's still in the band more than in the past, I guess, as a composer.
Interesting. Yeah, you hear of all kinds of different bands doing that, and it's a really interesting way to work too, because you've also got someone who's now outside of the band who's able to look in and go, I don't think this quite works, or it's just having that extra person who's sort of outside of it to have a look. Yeah.
But the main thing I can say is because we are friends. I know it seems to be the same old things, we are friends, but we are in reality, we are in truth. We finding each other to hang out with the beers and stuff like that, other sides to the rehearsal and to the show. So I think this is one of the main things of the band. We are close friends, and we like to stay together. And about Antonio, even though he is not in the band, he enjoy to stay with us. He enjoy to bring his ideas. And I guess it's like
very, very cool. Now tell me this. I read that you guys have a new record on the horizon. Is that true for Secret Sphere?
Yeah. It will release oh my God, I don't remember the day. Sorry, but it's in the middle of November.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's coming soon
November,
then. Perfect.
Yeah. Really, really coming soon, because we recorded it at the beginning of this year. So it's ready. It's ready to release, and we decided about November.
Oh, amazing. Well, I'll definitely have to keep my eye out for that. All right. So Hell in the Club. So we've talked a little bit about this new process. So obviously in Secret Sphere, Andy doesn't have more of a writing role, it sounds like. But in Hell in the Club, it's sort of his baby in a way. Eh? It's his band.
Exactly. Andy is the major composer, and is the first founder of the band. And they bring the best ideas as usual with his bass, but also with the guitar. And then, of course, every one of us keeps his parts, keeps his ideas, and just to take the song to a highest level. But the best of ideas came from him, basically, from him and from Dave, the singer. And then Andy used to put the songs with Pico, the guitar player, and fix it up. And then the guys just send us the first groove of the song, Then the other components, just like me and just like Dave about the singer, can say anything about it and giving arrangements and stuff like that. And this kind of treatment could go along for 2 or 3 months, stuff like that. And actually, we put everything to the studio recorded, which will be maybe in March, during this last March. And we start recording album, and everything's gonna change like that.
Yeah, I've got to say the new record, I mean, it's very upbeat. What's funny is earlier today, I listened to the album about a month ago a lot when I got the promo for it. Listened to it for a couple days, and then you just get on to other things. And today I went, you know what, I should really refamiliarize myself with this record. And the thing plays in a loop over and over, so I think I listened to it about 5 times today before our interview. So, it's funny because I don't know what half the songs are called. I recognize them the second I hear them now, but it's just kind of been playing in the background. Okay. But tell me, what are some of your favorite songs on the record? Which ones kind of stand out or are special, or maybe have a special story?
It's not easy to answer this question, but I guess I can tell that the first single, Sidonie, when I heard about the first version of the song that Dave sent to us, I was pretty amazed because I loved so much that song. It was an instrumental too, not he has not yet the vocal lines, but I really loved the song. And then when I heard about him, when I heard it ended after the recording session, I just thought about, this is gonna be the first single. That's for sure. No way. So I guess the first single, Sidonie, probably is my favorite song of the album. Like a lot of others, so but I can put my finger on that song.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Even it's like you say, because it's hard to pick. In a way, they're all like your children or whatever, right? It's like you've had a hand in all of them, course. And obviously you're gonna like each one. But I would agree with Sidonie for sure. I think that's one of my favorites. The Kid is another one that I just, even as we've been talking, that chorus has just been going around in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's a great one. Sleepless was another favorite too.
Oh, Sleepless. Sleepless.
It's not quite as heavy as a lot of the other ones, but again, great melody. I really love the guitar playing in that too.
Oh, thank you so much. And I thank you a little more just because Sleepless is actually a song of mine. I wrote that song.
Really? Oh, because, fantastic.
Really. Yeah. Because, as I told you, Andy and Dave are the best composer of any album of Hell in the Club. But I used to play guitar, also guitar. I'm not a great guitar player, of course, but I used to play guitar and composing some songs. And because I love this kind of music, just because I love hard rock and stuff like that, I bring my own songs. And they chose about 3. So Sleepless is one of the 3 songs of the album I composed. And so, probably is my favorite one too. I like the song very much. It's quite a little different from the others of the album, as you said. But when I heard about the vocal lines of Dave, I just knew that it fixed it up so much really nice in a nice way with the others. So I really love the song, and now it's growing up.
What were the other two that you wrote?
The other two is The Best Way of Life.
Oh, yeah,
Fifth,
that's
maybe.
another favorite too.
And
yeah.
more like hard rock typical song. And Tay in the Sky.
All right. Well, if the band wants to know if you can write more, I vote yes.
Oh, thank you, man. Nice to know. Thank you. I'm glad.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me now how I know Simone from DGM. He mixed the album, and he's quickly becoming one of my favorite engineers. I mean, my God, he does great work.
Totally agree with you.
Do you record at his studio, or does everyone kind of record on their own and he just mixes it at the end?
Yeah. About this new record, we didn't record at his studio. I wanted to, and we wanted to, but there was some issues, times arranging, and he didn't be able to record when we needed. He had a lot of bands in studios, and we just he just can't take us to record that album. So we just decided to record it every drum parts and guitar parts, bass parts, to our studio here in Alessandria, which is called Track Me Hard Studio. It's a new studio one, and then sent to him all the tracks, of course, all separate parts or separate tracks, drums, guitar, and everything. And he just took it all and made the mix and the mastering. But I can say during the recording process, he was really present. Put the microphone on the tom like this. Do that. He gave a lot of opinions about our recording, so he was present till the beginning of it, we can say. But he take it all only for the mix and the mastering.
That's really a neat way to do it. And honestly, I'm finding that more and more. Like when I've recorded albums, it's always been in the studio the whole time with the engineer, and you make the record that way. But especially, I would say in the last 7-8 years, as it's very easy to get dry tracks for guitar and bass. Yeah. And like even drums. I mean, drum mics have gotten to the point. You used to have to spend a lot of money and have all kinds of gear and stuff, and you don't really need that for drums anymore.
Yeah, of course it's like that. Yeah. But I can say, of course, in a perfect world, the best thing is to record and to mix and to mastering in the same studio. Stay there for a month or more. And do every process in the same rooms and with the same guys. And this is, in my opinion, the best of the best. I think he made it a great job anyway. I really love how this album sounds. So he's a great professional. He's a great man. He's a great, everything. He's a great guitar player too. I don't know if you know him with DGM.
I saw him at Prog Power in Atlanta.
Oh, of course.
About 5 years ago. I'm trying to think what band he filled in for. I want to say it was Evergrey. I could be wrong, but I think it was Evergrey.
Oh.
But anyways, I mean, he knocked my... Like, it's funny, at the time, he was just kind of becoming known as an engineer. I mean, the last 5 years, he, has done so much work. Yeah, but no, I mean, he absolutely knocked my socks off when I saw him because I didn't know... I knew his name, I knew DGM, but I didn't realize that was him playing guitar. Yeah. And the whole time, I was just going, my God, this guy is unbelievable. And he is. He is just... truly a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah. He's a phenomenal. Yeah, I saw him in person in a short distance, and he's a really amazing musician.
Oh yeah, and like you say, I mean, an incredible engineer. Just he's really become the whole package now with what he can do.
Yeah. He's a real professional.
Yeah. So you said Secret Sphere comes out in November, a new record.
Yes.
Hell in the Club. So you guys have the new record out August 11th. And then are there plans for you guys to continue making records with Hell in the Club?
I don't know yet, but I guess, when at the moment we don't have any new songs. Of course, we are just already finished to record this new album, and I think about the next year to come and next month to come, of course, our goal will be to bring our new album to the people. So having some shows We actually have our first release album in the 15th of September here in Italy.
Oh, okay.
First show with the album out, and the first show with the new songs out. And then, of course, we'll try to make more. We're managing to try some new shows in Europe because, in the last years, because of the pandemic too, and all of this, we just didn't play a lot. We just had a couple of shows in 3 years, and that was so incredible. And we had it all in Italy. So we just need to move on other countries. We had in last May a super show in Belgium. Was really great. We had really great times, and I think our best goal will be to find some new concept, new shows around Europe, and maybe also around the world. We hope all of these will take place. I guess the beginning of the next year to come, and then we'll try to write some music, but not at the moment, of course. We have not any more news.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Marco. I want to thank you for taking the time out to do this.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Really loving the new Hell in the Club, and I can't wait for the new Secret Sphere as well. So
just in November. I had enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have fun and say hi to the Secret Sphere guys when you have your dinner later.
Yeah, of course. I'll do it. Thank you so much, Brandon.
All right.
See you.
Thanks, Marco.
Ciao.